today for the Bitcoin price. And yes, I opened a brand new million US dollar trade for Bitcoin right now. Of course, it is a very risky one. Of course, right now, the markets are shaking. Bitcoin is tumbling around, but I want to show you exactly my thought process and also what I am expecting for Bitcoin. Are we going to break this one towards the downside? Are we going to break and retest the horizontal support around the 45,000 US dollar levels once again? Let's talk about that. And if you are saying the Bitcoin price is boring, I am telling you right now is the moment to look out for it. Right now is the moment to be very, very vigilant. And also, I want to show you 3 pieces of news which will completely blow your mind if you watched yesterday's video. This video is for you guys. Now let's go straight into the content. Thank you so much for smashing up the like button. And yes, not in my office, not on the beach, not skydiving. I am just in my living room here. And of course, I still want to make this video, even though I thought, man, price going sideways. Why should I do that? Taking a deeper look into the charts, I knew I have to talk about Bitcoin today. Now let's go straight into it. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for all your engagement and everything you are doing for this channel. You are truly a force for good. You are the reason why I'm waking up in the morning with this smile in my face. Thank you so much for that. And now let's go straight into it. Let's go straight into the charts before I'm talking with you about these groundbreaking news. Has to do something with Russia and Ukraine. Has to do something with institutions scooping up Bitcoin right now in that exact moment, actually. First of all, let's stay here on the daily candles for the Bitcoin price. And what you can see is, of course, here Bitcoin consolidating in this ascending triangle. And yes, I was talking about a potential W for earlier. I was also saying if we get rejected, and yes, I expected a potential breakout. If we get rejected, every single ascending triangle starts with a W pattern. And then I am expecting actually a retest of the upward sloping support. And this happened right now. And actually, I was posting over on Twitter, let me show you, a little bit more than a day ago, that I am having a Bitcoin limit order to catch the dump. Actually, almost 1 million US dollar limit order at 38,400. I posted this when we were at approximately 40,000 US dollars. And today it triggered. My trade actually triggered. Let me go over here. You can see it. It's approximately 40% in a profit already. But I told you before I opened the trade, actually exactly when I opened this position. And you can see it triggered right now. It is here in a 40% profit. Not the biggest one because my equity is lower, because of course this is a risky one, but obviously I went into the trade exactly here at the upward sloping support, exactly at 38,400 US dollars. So here, obviously I am banking on this support being successful, on Bitcoin retesting the horizontal support right here and potentially retesting this horizontal support at the 44,000 US dollar areas here. And of course not yet banking on the 55,000 US dollar price target from this ascending triangle. However, so far we are holding the support. Everything as expected, as predicted so far. Bitcoin, however, has to hold and should not close a daily candle below the 38,400 US dollar areas. Technically, we could even wick down, but I do not want to see a daily close below the upward sloping support. As long as this is happening, we are on track on this pattern. But please do remember that we have this crazy horizontal resistance above us. We have the EMA ribbon still being flipping bearish. We are still below. So by no means, I'm telling you, we are very bullish on Bitcoin. We are not very bullish on Bitcoin, but we hold the support. And this is a good entry point for me, a good entry point with a small trade, which I can stop, where I can put a stop loss and where I could, of course, also potentially, let me quickly go back here, where I could potentially also scale up once we are breaking important resistance levels here towards the upside. And now let me talk about the really interesting stuff, guys. The really interesting stuff here over on the news. Let me go over. So the first thing is that institutions are increasing their exposure to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust GBTC, which is nearing a discount of 30%. This means you can get Bitcoin, not really physical Bitcoin, but you can actually buy on GBTC Bitcoin a little bit cheaper than it is, actually much cheaper than it is. In up markets, you have a premium on it. Now you have a discount on it. And that, of course, lures a lot of institutions in this uncertain times, full of sanctions, full of war, fearful headlines, and so on to expose themselves more into Bitcoin. And actually, if you are checking out that article, you can see that multiple institutions are right now scooping up Bitcoin. Actually, yesterday, I was showing you whale addresses, that hundreds of addresses are just in the last few days scooping up thousands of Bitcoins per address. Right now, big whales are entering the game. Very interesting to look at right now, right? Everyone bearish, but this is interesting. Here you have Shake Shack delivering Bitcoin with every burger. It's not the most interesting thing, but it is actually nice to see that even in these fearful times, we are seeing actually not only institutions entering the game, but also bigger players from everywhere. And interesting thing for me is I was just watching earlier Shake Shack videos. I'm in a juice fast and craving for fast food. I'm almost ashamed to say so because I always eat very, very healthy. And I was watching Shake Shack videos and now I see that they actually give people back Bitcoin if you order Shake Shack and pay with the Cash App. I think that was just for the US or so. But anyways, interesting to see, but definitely not the biggest news. The biggest news is here. Why war and sanctions are good for Bitcoin. And this is something which sounds a little bit weird because, of course, wars are terrible and also sanctions are terrible. I mean, obviously, pray for Ukraine, pray for Syria, pray for Palestine. I'm against war and I see the war not only in Ukraine, I see it all over the world. It's terrible, right? With that being said, it's terrible for the Russian population as well. We have to sympathize also with the Russian population. I mean, I have so many Russian friends. They don't want this war, right? But they are actually suffering from these sanctions and the ruble is going towards zero. The ruble against Bitcoin is completely suffering. And of course, the ruble against US dollar and everything else as well. People are forced in these countries. And we are talking about Venezuela. We are talking about Argentina. We are talking about like basically every third world country which is right now suffering from inflation. And of course we are talking about countries like Ukraine and Russia. People are forced to go into Bitcoin right now. This is why, even though it sounds a little bit weird and counterintuitive, almost unethical to say that wars and sanctions are good for Bitcoin. Political and economic uncertainty are good for Bitcoin. For the Bitcoin price, for Bitcoin adoption, because it forces people into it. Please, this is something we have to understand. We have the fortunate position right now to already have the knowledge, to already being exposed into Bitcoin. We don't need to research where to set up an account, how to get a hold of Bitcoin. Please, guys, do understand that. And in these fearful times, if anything, I'm not thinking about selling Bitcoin. I am thinking about how can I make even more Bitcoin. This is the moment, guys. This is the moment where actually truth comes to light and where we can finally understand why Bitcoin was created in 2008, 2009. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for smashing up the like button. I truly appreciate you. I truly love every single one of you. And yes, guys, if you want to open a trade as well, please be very, very cautious. This is for experienced traders. But if you are, well, you get a $10,000 bonus. Down below, $4,100 on Bybit alone. Make sure you click the link, you make your own account and get ready for this bonus in the pinned comment in the video description. I almost forgot to show you this here. This was a picture from CoinDesk where you can see Russia invades Ukraine and actually the Bitcoin price was going up since then, right? Just the news when it broke was of course shaking the markets, but ever since then the prices were going up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We are going to see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. And as always, guys, bye-bye.